Navid, Razi here for TheFinalPoint.com. We're at the Palms Casino in Las Vegas for the World MMA Awards. We're going to take you down the red carpet to talk to some of the biggest names in MMA. Fighter of the Year, Jon Bones Jones. John, you have been tearing through the competition. You're a very humble guy, but do you expect to just manhandle these guys like you have been in the last couple fights?
You know, I have no clue what to expect when I go into the ring. I go in there with an open mind. I go in there confident, but you know, a lot of these dominating performances have been a surprise to me too, man. It's just a testament to the hard work and dedication, and I feel as if I'm getting closer to all my dreams coming true.
Talk a little bit about the growth of the sport, because this thing has really exploded in the last 5 years, especially the World MMA Awards. It's taken it to a whole nother level this year. Talk about the growth.
You know, it's wild. When I used to go around to different NFL training camps, everybody wanted to talk about the NFL. It's all people wanted to talk about. Now, I'm lucky if out of 100 questions, I get 7 NFL questions. It's amazing. It's all people want to talk about is MMA. It's great because it's the baddest dudes on the planet. That's it. Everybody, when you're a kid, you always want to know who can hit, whip whose butt. Well, this one answers it.
UFC Hall of Famer Randy the Natural Couture. Obviously, you've been in a ton of movies lately. You've made the transition, it seems, to Hollywood. Are you done with MMA?
I'm not sure. I'm sure the UFC will have some ideas about that. I have to really make a decision. I don't know if I'll make any official announcements. I did that once. I don't know if anybody will buy it a second time, but I'm definitely having fun doing what I'm doing now. And I'm having fun competing too. It's been an amazing year. I've had 4 fights in 12 months up to August, and things have gone real well. So, I could go either way. If the fight's interesting, I would certainly have to consider it.
You're the Fighters Only president, Rob Hewitt. Rob, Fighters Only in over 26 countries, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, maybe more. You said you expected that kind of success with the magazine. Have you expected the kind of turnout and success for this award show? Because now you said you had over 300,000 votes for this?
Yeah, just short of 400,000. I believe in everything that we do, and I wouldn't enter this if I didn't believe in the fact that we would get a good response. But it's not that I didn't expect it. I'm just so grateful. The people that have taken it on board, taken it on themselves to go and vote, cast their opinion, have their say. I'm just proud that the fans of MMA have stood up. I'm proud that the industry's come and took part of it and accepted it. And I'm proud that everybody who's positive about the sport and wants to grow it is willing to take part in the show and actually make it work, because it can help. Yeah. So I'm just elated, absolutely elated.
Navid, Razi here with TheFinalPoint.com, here with Ariana Celeste, UFC ring girl. Talk a little bit about your success so far here. Did you expect it to ever get as big as it is now?
I never thought it would be this big, or that I would be traveling the world and going places almost every week. But it's been one hell of a ride, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. And I'm a perfectionist, so if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it all the way. So yeah, this year has been really good for me.
Here with Mike Epps, I got to ask you, first question, how much would it take to get you in the octagon, man?
It wouldn't take me nothing. I like to fight a little bit, you know what I mean? I just want to fight somebody my speed, that's all.
If you had to fight one guy, who would you want to fight?
Who would I want to fight if I could fight one guy? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come on with it. I want to fight you.
The best cut man in the game, Stitch Duran. Welcome to the show, man. What do you think about all this?
It's high energy, man. I mean, listen, I'm here talking to you, Navid, and I just see so many of the great fighters and trainers and everybody that is involved in what we do. Everybody's here, so this is the biggest thing going on right now in Las Vegas, biggest thing going on in the MMA community, and I'm glad to be part of it.
Here with the voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer. Bruce, talk about the expansion of MMA and just how it's blown up, especially over the last 5 years.
Well, the last 5 years, or however many years it's been since Stephan Bonner fought for us in the Octagon that night, it's been a constant upward hill, not battle, it's been an upward hill movement. And all of us in the UFC are like in a first-class locomotive going uphill with no end in sight. Dana, Lorenzo, Frank Fertitta, what they're doing for this sport, not just to benefit the UFC, myself, the fighters, everybody involved, but to benefit every other organization trying to make their way in MMA. They're breaking history, and this tonight is just an example. An award show for a sport. I mean, we have the ESPYs that takes in all sports, but MMA has its own award show. So just think of that correlation. It's pretty amazing.
Talk a little bit about how you actually got involved into MMA, because a lot of people, when they first heard this, said, what does MC Hammer do and get involved in MMA? But so far, so good. You seem to have done a lot of good things for your fighters.
Well, thank you. We came into the business with a perspective of this. It's like any other business. You want to make sure that your infrastructure is solid. We have a solid team. The general management is sharp. My president is sharp. And we want to be sure that we help the fighters with their branding, their matchups, diversification, and things like that. And we've been able to do that thus far, and looking forward to adding some more non-traditional aspects to their careers going forward.
You were very successful in your last bout. A lot of talk has been coming up about maybe Urijah Faber on The Ultimate Fighter, but what do you want to do? What's next for you if you could handpick what your next move would be?
My big decision would be fight soon, because I love fighting. That's what I do, and I have confidence I'm going to win. So whatever opportunity is going to come, Ultimate Fighter or title fights or whatever it be, it's going to come on the hands of hard work and beating people up.
Tom Lawler, first of all, before we get into anything, it's a pretty pimpin' suit there.
Thank you very much. I've answered a lot of questions about the suit so far. I bought it at Salvation Army a few hours ago. The entire suit costs $950, so I feel pretty good about it.
It's pretty expensive. Mauricio Shogun, talk about the matchup with Rashad, because this guy is probably one of the best wrestlers, I'm assuming, that you faced, at least in recent memory. How do you see that matchup going?
Yeah, Rashad is a good fighter. He's heavy, professional box, and he's good wrestling. But I train for Rashad Muay Thai, wrestling, Jiu-Jitsu, everybody, because he's a good fighter, and I respect to him.
Your camp obviously has some of the most talented fighters in MMA, and I think you've come under some unfair criticism as of late with the comments being made that your guys' style is boring. How do you feel about that?
Well, the perception is one thing and reality can be another thing. So we just came out with the stats and we showed everybody, here's all the first round finishes we have, here's all the fight of the night bonus, KO of the night, all these bonuses we get every year. So I think it's been pretty well answered. And if you are still kind of after it after that, it's just kind of hatred. And no matter what I tell you, you're going to disagree with me anyway. So there's the stats. Have fun.
Jason Mayhem Miller. You mentioned it before. I agree with you. It's not even close, man, to walk out interested here, is it?
It's unfair, really, to the rest of the competitors. With Genki Sudo retired, there's really not another challenger to step up. I mean, King Mo does have some excellent, but on pure choreography alone, you can't step to Mr. Mayhem Miller, even when I speak in the third person like a douchebag.
But you were here first, so isn't King Mo didn't he learn some stuff from you? Aren't you the godfather of this, really? I mean, let's be honest.
Well,
don't be humble.
Listen, you know what? If only I could stand on some giants' backs, you know what I mean? There's been other guys to do awesome entrances before, and I'm just trying to entertain the masses, and I hope that somebody will high-five over my entrances one day again.
Here with Vitor Belfort. Talk a little bit about the fight between him and Chael Sonnen. I saw a video where you were basically calling blow by blow exactly what Anderson Silva was going to do before it happened. Were you surprised that Chael Sonnen handled Anderson as easy as he did for the first 4.5 rounds? And also, how is that going to benefit you that you know him so well as a fighter?
I think it's hard to predict things the way you did before, but I don't want to predict how you're going to be. I just want to go there and fight, and I just want to read. Sometimes you can read, sometimes you don't. So hopefully on the February 5th I can read him and make sure I can put my game plan.
Talk about MMA. How long have you been following this sport, and what brings you to the award show?
Man, I think MMA is the newest, new and improved real contact sport. They didn't make the NFL whack. They didn't make the baseball league whack because they took all the hitting and stuff out. This is the real raw. You could really see somebody's nose get punched in the back of their neck.